Most of us kind of grew up or in a time in the era where all of a sudden though, fat was not good, right? So as long as we ate fat-free, that we were okay. Oh my goodness, I remember back in the 90s, Snackwells came out with fat-free cookies. This little girl was the happiest thing there ever was. I want you to know that green box of devil food cookie chocolate that was fat-free, I could have a few a day and be okay, I thought, all right? But what happened is that we didn't realize is that it was all that added sugar. So they took out the fat, but added a ton of sugar. So we're going to learn a little bit about that. Where is all this sugar hidden? Because actually, sugar is the #1 culprit. Now, you pointed to your stomach, didn't you? It's the #1 culprit of heart disease, of cancer, of disease in general, of our health, of inflammation, and of our weight gain. And and that's what society did for us though. They took out all the good fat, and there's good and bad fat, we're gonna talk about it, okay? But they added in all of the sugar instead, and it is hidden everywhere. It's in our ketchup, it's in our salad dressings, it's in those good for you yogurt that we think in the morning that we're grabbing. And if that is you, look at your yogurt. A lot of times they have like 27 grams of sugar just in that yogurt, okay? And so of course, all that sugar is affecting our insulin. So it affects our, I should say, our blood sugar levels, all right? So our blood sugar goes up, our insulin goes up right with it, and it tells our body, turn off burning fat. We're gonna store fat now. I always say food talks to you, all right? It tells your body to store fat, or it tells your body to burn fat. It's one or the other, all right? So that's what I always think of every time I eat something. So we're going to know what foods tell our body to release fat and to keep it burned, and what are those trickery foods, I'm going to call them, that stop the fat burning process, that make us store fat. Because how many of you have been on a diet before that maybe you've only ate 1,000 calories a day? We've all done this. And you've worked out even on top of that, and you got on the scales at the end of the week because you are really excited. Okay, and you got on and you didn't lose a darn pound, and now you are so frustrated, you are ready to scream. You have starved yourself all week, you've deprived yourself. Well, obviously it isn't just about calories. Now I'm gonna say calories important, but I'm gonna be quite honest with you, it's what those calories are made up of. So you can only eat 1,000 calories a day if you want, and that is just fine, but what are those calories made up? Because if those calories are calories that say, store fat, you are not going to release a darn thing, to be honest with you. All right. I had a friend who called me probably, now this has probably been 6 or 8 weeks ago now, and she's probably, yeah, probably is, because I think this is week 5. I have a 7-week program, so she's into week 5 right now. She says, Tracy, I'm eating 1,200 calories a day, so what do you think? So we started in, and I said, well, tell me about dinner last night. Well, I only had 500 calories, she told me. I had 2 slices of pizza, and I had a salad. And I went to the gym, and I worked out really hard for 1.5 hours, she told me. So everything is going really well. And I said, all right, sweetheart, let me tell you about those 500 calories. So I'm just going to give this as an example. So we have the pizza made up of wonderful white bread, right? All that yummy dough. And I got to admit, you guys, if you put chocolate in front of me or a piece of nice, soft, yummy, delicious white bread in front of me, I'd take that bread in a second. That's what you know. The chocolate I could give her to take, but that bread, all right? So I understand. So she has all that wonderful white bread, which, as we know, I always tell her, if it's white, don't bite. Write that down. If it's white, no, I'm just kidding. If it's white, don't bite. So she has the white bread, it's now turned to sugar in her stomach, who's now raised her blood sugar, raised her insulin, has turned off her fat burning mode, and also all those processed cheeses. Now I'm not gonna get into all that today, but then you got the ooey gooey processed cheese with all those hormones. Now imagine that with a yummy ooey gooey bread that is really clogging, let's be honest, our intestines and everything else, and is not really good for our digestive system. And when something's not good for our digestive system, it really stalls the fat burning system big time, all right? So I said to her, yes, it was only 500 calories. But now you've just shut off your fat burning mode with those 500 calories, and I'd explain all that to her. And there was a woman who came in maybe 20 minutes ago that I was up front with. And I kind of was explaining the same thing, but I said, if I could get you a really good clean protein, let's take salmon, maybe some brown rice. So the brown rice, of course, compared to the white rice, you know, white rice is just a ball of sugar. Guys, it's a ball of sugar, that's all it is. You might as well go ahead and eat a candy bar. It's turning into sugar in your stomach and doing the blood sugar insulin, turning off the fat mode. So you want to make sure, and what they do with white, just so you know, with white rice, they strip off the bran and the fiber. There's 2 coatings on the outside. So they strip all the nutrients off, okay, and give you a nice bowl of white sugar is what they're doing. So you want to keep that fiber and things on there. So you can have that, and I always tell everybody, be careful, a half a cup. So when it comes to brown rice and things like that, you know, because you can still raise insulin, so have a half a cup at a time. And put some vegetables with it as well, because you're adding more fiber. Fiber slows down that blood raising, okay, that sugar and that insulin and raising your blood sugar. So I said I could get you a good vegetable, get you a good thing of brown rice and salmon and 500 calories, and I've totally put you into releasing weight mode. So when you go to the gym, you're not in fat storing mode, because I said at that point you're a sugar burner. You're not even burning fat. You are killing yourself for an hour and a half, and because you have totally turned off that fat burning mode, you're now a sugar burner, and you're not going into the stored fat. So when you eat good foods that are opening that up, that release fat, you're working out hard and you're going into your stored fat, your fat burning mode, all right? So what does that look like? So it's very important that every time I make a meal, I think to myself, what clean, lean protein do I need? You know, is it chicken? Is it some sort of fish? Is it some sort of salmon? Yes, I mean, I even say, you know, have a little bit of red meat. You know, some people you're gonna hear, I mean, I like to, the best I can, to have grass-fed red meat. All right, I don't eat a ton of red meat, to be quite honest with you, but if I'm going to, I do. And I'm gonna be really quick and honest to tell you why. You know, a lot of the other ones are made, you know, they're eating corn, and as we know, corn is, you know, modified with all that crap. And a lot of the organic meats are not, right? They're injecting these cows with all these hormones to what? Beef them up. Well, guess what? When we eat that meat, it's beefing us up. We're eating the same hormones they are, and we're wondering why our systems and our hormones are getting out of whack, to be honest with you, because we're digesting the same hormones that they have now taken in to beef up. So we're going to talk about that, because a lot of people say, oh my gosh, it's so expensive to eat healthy, Tracy. But I promise you it's not. I just had a woman say to me 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'll share with her just, you know, how to be able to budget it out. And she said, Tracy, I saved $75 to $100. It was exactly the way she said it to me in 1 week by following exactly what you said. She said, I bought all good foods, and we'll get into that. So I promise you, but it's about planning and being deliberate and not leaving it to chance. That you can still, so you can still buy those good meats, you can still buy a lot of that good stuff, all right? But we will get into that. So making sure that every night that you've got yourself whatever that clean, good, lean protein is, not fried, not breaded, anything like that, because as we know, that's going to totally turn off our fat burning mode, that we've got ourselves good vegetables, okay? Oh my goodness, greens are really the best. So if we've got kale, we've got spinach, we've got broccoli, we've got asparagus, things like that. They've got phytonutrients in it. It's giving our body nutrients that we need. And that also, vegetables, believe it or not, turn off our cravings. The more greens that you can get into your diet, the less cravings you will have. So that is huge. I try to do that. Let's say that I'm gonna have maybe a chicken salad or something that I've made at home to pack for lunch. I'll go ahead and just put a little bit of spinach in it. You can't really taste it. I do everything I can to add greens and different things to my soups, to my salads, to whatever I mix up. Just adding some good kale, spinach, or anything like that. But any type of vegetable except for your white potato. That's not really good. You get some of those really high starchy, I mean, you're talking about peas and things, but here's the good news, guys, is that in all the handouts I gave you, I promise, I have everything, whoops, and maybe on another handout, I apologize, but you have a handout that I have. What are non-starchy vegetables that aren't going to turn to sugar? Well, I promise you, new handouts, you have those down for you, so I don't expect you to remember all this, all right? But then at the same time, we do need carbohydrates. We need to have some carbs to be able to give us that sustainable energy. We're all looking for more energy all the time to just do that one more task at night or one more errand or whatever it is. So we do need good carbs. You know, we got into there in early 2000, we got into don't even eat a carb because that's so bad for you, right? We were all there, at least I was, okay? Not good at all. But we do need carbs for energy. And so that's when and there is a good section on there to eat. What are those high fiber vegetables, those good high fiber carbs that my body's not going to store as fat, but actually be used as energy into my diet? So that is so important. So that is all broken out there for you. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the breakfast. So you've heard me. So every meal and every snack, I am very deliberate about making sure that it has a protein, it has a good fat, and it has a good carb with it because I need some energy. I mean, fiber is very good for us. We need at least 35 to 40 grams of fiber a day into our diet. As Americans, we're lucky to probably have between 10 and 12 grams of fiber, and we need all that good fiber, to be quite honest with you, to scrub those intestines out, you know, to keep all that bad stuff, the cholesterol, all that lining on our walls. We know it, it's really bad. That fiber is good. It just scrubs all that out of there, gets all that bad fats out of there, releases all those bad toxins out of our body, and keeps things moving. Because you heard me say how the pizza, that white bread, all that yucky gluten stuff, like slows down our digesting, clogs us up. That also stalls, you know, releasing fat as well. So when you've got fiber that, right, is moving that stuff through, taking those toxins and poisons out of our body. So we want to make sure that we're really good about that, and it keeps us fuller longer. Because I'm gonna be honest, if you're one of those, and we've all done it before, where I've grabbed the low-fat granola bar and the so-called good-for-you yogurt, because right, that sounds pretty good, but that granola bar, if you look at it, in another class I will have, we're going to do a health food store tour and how to read labels and all that kind of fun stuff. But if you're buying most of those low-fat granola bars, first ingredient sometimes is oats. The second one's normally sugar, with the third is corn syrup. So guess what they've done, right? Raise blood sugar, raise insulin, telling me to just shut off my fat burning mode, right? And so you've got your insulin, blood sugar raised as well. Now I've added the yummy yogurt with probably 27 grams of sugar. Oh, I'm really on a high now, okay? And now I'm gonna go dipping down probably within an hour or two, right? At 10 o'clock, you're like, I am starving. Oh my gosh, I gotta have something out. It's because when you dip down like that, I mean, I call them sugar demons, okay? Sorry, that's how I like to put them. They are craving and they want more. So then that's when you're grabbing something else. But now if I start with fat, with good protein and good fiber, that is a slow release out of my stomach, to be honest with you. It is not raising my insulin. So when you have a nice slow release out of your stomach, you don't have what it's called ghrelin, and I'm not going to get into scientific terms. But ghrelin, when you have that fast release, shoots to your brain and tells your brain, I am hungry and I need more. But it slows down that ghrelin going to your brain, sending those signals up there, keeps you fuller longer. Plus you heard me say that fiber in that, right? We need that scrubbing the insides and starting our day so that we're not doing the roller coaster all day long. So a couple of things that I like to do, because some people even say to me, Tracy, if I eat breakfast, then I feel like I'm more hungry later. And if I don't eat breakfast, I can get to lunch without eating. And isn't that much better? No. Okay? Because at that point, now you've put your body into starvation mode. So it's saying, oh my gosh, she hasn't given me anything since last night. Now it's finally noon and I'm getting something. I better go ahead and hold on to that because I really don't know when he or she is going to feed me again. So it's not good for your insulin levels or for your fat burning mode at all. Very important. Big shake for protein shakes in the morning. It's quick and easy for me. You know, I can maybe put some almond milk in my shake or water in my shake, grab a thing of protein. So right, I've got my protein right there. Now I'm putting in a fourth of a cup or a half a cup, excuse me, of frozen berries. So I've gotten some fiber, plus I'm adding some deliciousness to it, right? Because I want it to be delicious and yummy. I'm sorry, you know, nothing I eat's not delicious and yummy, so I'm putting that in it. And also, most important to me, is also some fortified flax. That is so important. That changed my life.
Because I've tried that, yes.
Did it make a difference? Like,
yes.
Could you tell your body, huh?
Yes.
I would never live without it.
If I put it in protein shakes are good for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Protein shakes are wonderful. I personally think, I mean, and many people do, because it's what? It's quick and easy.
Okay.
I mean, two, it has all the essentials in it. I mean, because it also has good fats in it, because your fortified flax also has some good fats, plus you're having your fiber and things in it, plus it's keeping your stomach even fuller. I'll even, I wish I had a bag of chia seeds up here, or chia seeds, everybody pronounces it, I've heard it both ways. But I'll even throw a tablespoon of that in it even, because it's got extra protein and extra fiber, and it definitely gets me through to lunch, to be honest with you. I normally, just with my particular work, don't have a lot of time to be grabbing sometimes that little snack, so it keeps me fuller longer, and I feel so much better.
But you don't supplement as a meal.
You know what, that is my breakfast, and that's a good question, so I want to make sure it's here on camera. You just asked me, should I supplement it as a meal? Oh, I tell people, at lunchtime, if you want to make yourself a protein shake, right,
okay,
you're getting good protein, you're getting good fats in it, you're getting your fiber in it. I mean, load it up. I mean, a lot of people, I have a friend, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I added up, somebody said one time, well, isn't that a lot of calories, right? Your protein shake you gave me said 400 calories or something. They just totally freaked them out. And I said, I promise you, remember what I said, it's not about the calories. It's about what's in it to give your body fuel and the energy. And if that's what you rather do for lunch, do it for lunch.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me whatsoever. Sometimes at night, let's face it, and we have nighttime cravings.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I always like when I'm not alone. Good. At nighttime, because I have those cravings, I'll go ahead and make like a half a shake instead. So I'll put half a scoop, put some protein, because I do know that I could drink that and go to bed, and it's not going to raise that whole blood sugar, you know, insulin thing, and if instead of going to bed with a full stomach with other food, and I'm not going to store fat, okay? And I even say nighttime cravings is too, get yourself a really good yogurt, throw a couple berries in it or something. I even put maybe just a teaspoon of flax in it, just a little bit, to mix it up, because maybe I am going to be up for a couple more hours yet. That's just life. Maybe it is 10 o'clock and I need to be up to midnight, and you know what, I am hungry. And you know, I've drank the big glass of water, but I'm still a little hungry. Okay.
Is the Greek yogurt better than the other?
Her question is Greek yogurt better than the other yogurt? Absolutely. Greek yogurt is so good for you. It's very high in protein. But now, here's my beware sign.
Okay.
Here's my marketing trickery tip of the day for you. One of them is be careful, because some of these, oh my gosh, right? So Greek yogurt, one, is the hottest thing out. Would you not agree? Yo play, everybody's on it now. Yeah. However, I want you to look, because if you take Greek yogurt and go and add sugar to it and add, you know, all those things to it, it's no longer good for you any longer. Okay? I mean, so
I like it plain.
You like it, so you can definitely get it plain. But you know what? Sometimes I take just a capful. I get a really good, like I have like a pomegranate juice I have at home. I'll take a capful of it and put it in there and stir it up, because right, I like flavor. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't like the taste of plain yogurt, the Greek plain yogurt, all right? That's just personal. Thank you for agreeing with.
It's too thick.
Ah! So I wanted, you know, she just said it's too thick. I do like to make mine a little more. So I'll put a little, you know, a couple capfuls of just a really clean, good juice or something, put it in there, stir it up, put some berries in it. I mean, but if
you can put berries in it.
Yes, berries. Your raspberries, your blackberries, your blueberries, and now this time of year, they're inexpensive. I like that. You know, it's a good price. I mean, try to eat seasonally, because that helps with the price and cost. But then in the middle, I'll be honest with you, I'm the girl who throws the almonds in my bag. I get a fourth of a cup out every Sunday. I get 10 baggies out for my son and I, and we get a fourth of a cup out, and usually this is his job. Every Sunday I hand him the thing of almonds, roasted or raw, right? Fourth of a cup, and say, make the baggies up. And then I put the baggies in the drawer, all right? And then every night, I just know, pack the bag, grab the almonds, grab the apple, because apple's very good for you. So that medium, you've got your apples, you've got your pears, you've got your cherries and things, but your higher is your bananas. It is kind of your papayas, your mangoes, things like that, all right? So those are highs. But if you really like those, I mean, somebody said to me, Tracy, I love bananas. Listen, if you love bananas, put them in your shake in the morning. And I say, but have them first thing, because that way you got all day long to kind of burn that extra sugar off. Don't eat it at nighttime. So it's so cute. The other night, my son said, I need a snack. I said, have a banana. He's like, Mom, it's too late. I was like, oh yeah. He's a 16-year-old kid, so, but it's just funny. He's heard me say that enough. I was like, okay. But really, and I always say, put frozen yogurt, put frozen things perhaps in your shakes, and that it just makes it thicker, I think fuller, longer. I'm just a little tip of mine. Okay. But because quinoa is a very good whole grain. And also what's wonderful about quinoa is it's very high in protein, okay? It's the only grain that's that high in protein, and it's a complete protein, meaning your body knows what to do with it. Your body knows how to break it down. Your body knows how to absorb that protein. I'm gonna be honest, sometimes with meats and things, it has a hard time, especially the older we get, the older we get, it doesn't digest as well, right? It doesn't break down as well into our system and things. And so there are a lot of good grains out there and things that are very good, that are still high in protein that we can still get. So I will make a batch of quinoa up. You'll see that's very light, it's very fluffy. I use it in place of rice lots of times. I may make a big pot of it up and use half of it that night. Maybe I'll stir fry some vegetables and let's say some shrimp or something and make just a really good meal out of it. Well, the next morning I may take it and put a little bit of almond milk, chop up a little bit of walnuts or something on it, and maybe sprinkle cinnamon and eat it as a hot cereal, because you know, maybe I'm not in the mood for the protein shake that morning, but I want to feel like I'm eating something. But again, you'll see on there, but you're having your protein, fiber, good fats, nothing affecting your blood sugar levels, and you're working out really well that way. And I like the concept of cook once, eat 2 or even 3 times. All right, so I am the one on Sunday night that I may make 5, 6, 7 pieces of chicken breast up. One night we may throw it on salad, or I may do that for my lunch, or I may throw it into like maybe a stir fry or something, or maybe I'll take it, I won't get into it, but I use something called veganese. I don't use Miracle Whip. Okay, Miracle Whip has lots of hydrogenated oils, lots of sugar and things. I use something called with veganese. It's made with a grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is very good for you. We're hearing a lot more about coconut oil. You can Google any of this, I won't get into it, but just know when I talk about good fats, we've got avocados, we've got olive oil, we've got grapeseed oil, we've got coconut oil. Those oils are so good. They give your body a oil change. So all that bad stuff, that bad crap, I say, listen, if I can tell you anything, if you look at a label and it has hydrogenated oils, stop. And if there's anything, hydrogenated oil, stop. That is the hard artery clogging, inflammation, stopping your fat burning mode, all those so-called good for you diet bars that have hydrogenated oils, those 100 calorie snack packs that we think it's only 100 calories, right? Stop it. You know, put those good fats and fats back into your diet. You know, things like that. So I love coconut oil. There are times it's a little condensed. It comes in a jar. Oh, it's right behind me. I thought I grabbed it behind me. So see, this kind of would maybe trick you and thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know about that. But it's very natural. Please know, like other fats that they get hard, they get hardened, like the hydrogenated oils and things like that, they've been modified. So they're not good for you. They're chemically modified. Well, this is pure from the coconut. So the saturated fat in this metabolizes very different into your liver, and I wish I had that whole thing, because you know the way our fat gets metabolized in the liver is really big for our body and how we release fat too. And lots of times, you know, when you see men or whatever, or women walk around with a belly, our livers are, matter of fact, polluted and toxined up. And there are definitely things like that that we can be able to help and clean our livers out so we metabolize fat really good. But I'll have a tablespoon of this at night. See, I like coconut. Not everybody does.
It's like eat it.
Like eat it. I am not even kidding. Because I love coconut, and because it's a good fat, it actually is filling, and I love coconut. Like, right, I like Almond Joys, to be honest with you. Okay, it's Easter time, right? All this Easter candy's out. Not that that was top of mind for me, but I literally will. And I will just like, oh, it's yum. If you like coconut, doesn't hurt you a bit.
Just
absolutely. Oh yeah, teaspoon or tablespoon. I probably get a tablespoon. I can't lie. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's normally not a teaspoon. And I'll have this, but I'll cook with it maybe, because you can be able to, I mean, if you heat it up, it melts, and I'll maybe drizzle it over my quinoa, give it that little bit of coconut taste, and put some walnuts on it or something. But again, quick and easy. These are very good. Just know that more than half your brain is made up of fat, and you need good fats. And we won't get into the whole entire thing, but I'm gonna, you know, Alzheimer's disease, dementia, you know, all those different types. I really believe we can control a lot of it. I'm not saying 100%, don't want that on camera. A lot of it through what we eat. That is for sure, and we're knowing that. I mean, 90% of all expenditures when you go to the doctor are related and controlled by what we put into our mouth. However, our lives in the food industry has not made that easy for us, right? I mean, let's be honest, sounds really easy, right? I just like roll it off as if it's easy, but it's really not. And I'm not saying that. I don't want you to ever think that I am. But I want to make it where that you know how to be able to make really good choices, make those snack choices. I gave you handouts, carry things with you. It is about being deliberate, that is for sure. It's about having those right foods with you. Now, I just thought about something. Like, I'm not saying, you heard me before, I could eat the white bread over the chocolate any day, but that doesn't mean I don't like it, you know? But this is just something, you know, talk about marketing trickery, right? Isn't dark chocolate good for you? And now doesn't every company carry some sort of dark chocolate you see everywhere, right? Well, can I please tell you, if it's not 72% cacao, it is not the good for you antioxidants that you need, all right? I just need you to know that if it's labeled dark chocolate, those beautiful kisses in the purple, right? They're only a bite. Okay, they're really not good for you. So, you know, I don't even know what made me think about this. But anyway, I really do love dark chocolate. Even though I was a kid, I was the weird one who picked the Hershey's so-called dark chocolate back then. I picked the gold wrapper ones out. Nobody else in my family liked it. I really did like chocolate. But I'll get like the 88% cacao. It really does have antioxidants. It's not loaded with the sugar. I want you guys, you can take a look at it. It actually has fiber in it. Really? Chocolate? Good for you? But I just brought this one with me because, well, I use it as a prop. Lots of times I talked about being deliberate, being prepared. If I know I'm going to go somewhere, maybe I'm going to be at that meeting. I know they're going to serve dessert afterwards. It's not fun watching everybody else eat the sweet treat, okay? Well, either I can skip that, because if I bring something with me that I have, and it's usually about this size, I can break it in half and have a couple bites, I am good. I always say there's kind of that 3-bite rule. Have you ever tried it? It really is true. If I can take 2 to 3 bites out of something, I really am good. So I say if they put the dessert down, if I can take 2 or 3 bites, take my napkin and cover it. If I cover it up and I can't look at it, I'm good. Okay? But you know how it is, we want to pick, right? It's in front of me. But lots of times I'll just say no, but I'll bring something with me. And I have to admit, now in the office, I'm gonna look here. They used to tease me because I always brought food with me to every meeting, to everything. And finally, one day they said to me, Tracy, you know, we've teased you a lot about packing your own food and everything, but you know what? We wish we packed our own food, because we only wish we had the energy and things that you do. But I'm saying, just be planned, be prepared. You know you're gonna go somewhere, you know you're gonna be tempted, you know? I mean, and think about it. Do you want a 70-30 day, an 80-20 day like I talked about? So maybe you have been good all day, but you know that night you're gonna have your favorite pie. I do love pie. I don't like cake, but I like raspberry pie. So maybe I'm gonna have it. And give yourself permission to do it. Or if I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm just gonna eat it because it's in front of me, it's not because I love it, you know, then be prepared and bring something with you. I love these just because I will literally, I don't know, break it off and just have a piece at nighttime. So just thinking about things that you can have prepared. Or I love having this with some almonds. Like, I love chocolate covered almonds. So sometimes having a handful of almonds and have that piece of dark chocolate, I feel like I'm having something sweet, but I still know that that fiber and everything isn't affecting me. So it's just about thinking ahead of time. Meal planning. Here's my biggest tip of the day. And when I talked about saving money, and I've given you lots of great handouts, is this. Don't leave it to chance. I grocery shop every other week. I would not recommend this for all of you, but that used to be my life for so long. That's all I had time for, okay? So on a weekly basis, most people go to the grocery store weekly basis kind of here, so I mean, that's really healthy to do. Here's what I say. Plan your meals out. Literally write down, get your sheet out. Tracy said, think even in threes. Get the section out where it says proteins. Choose 5 different proteins out of there. Or maybe, you know what? Or maybe I have chicken one night one way as on a salad, but the next night it's in a stir fry. Whatever it is. You know, write down exactly what vegetable. Choose 5 different vegetables. I'm gonna have broccoli, I'm gonna have cauliflower, zucchini and squash is this good time of year, asparagus. Make your meals up, guys. This is exactly what I do. And can I tell you, every other week when I do this, I always think, oh my gosh, it's already here. I'm gonna be honest with you, it really is. But I know if I don't take that 1 hour in my life, oh, the next 2 weeks aren't gonna be good for me. I mean, that is true. Get your family involved. I go around the table and say, okay, boys, you need to give me 2 meals. Okay, you need to give me 2 meals. And I don't want to do all the thinking, or if it's yourself or whatever. Plan those meals out. Then literally on the next piece of paper beside me, and I've got great, I wish I would have brought these because I really have a form that kind of helps you. I'm sorry, next time. I then will look, what exact ingredients do I need to make this happen, make these meal happen? I'll go to my cupboard. Okay, do I have quinoa? Do I need to buy quinoa? You know, whatever it is. Do I have extra chicken, or do I need to buy chicken? I mean, I don't care what it is. Then I start making the list to make those exact meals happen. I build my grocery list. When I go to the store, I pretty much stay on it. You know, I don't waver very much. And this is when she said to me, oh my gosh, Tracy, my friend who said she's paid $75 to $100, she said, we normally don't. Like, I go to the store, I push the cart, I grab things. We've all been there before. Like, I'll make meals out of this, but then, oh, I don't have a couple of items, so I go back to the store and drop another $75 because I really went in for 2 items, but you know how this goes, exactly. Or, oh, I don't really know what to have tonight, so we end up ordering pizza. Right, so by the time I ordered the pizza, I went back to the store for sure, hands down, the second time. I've now spent another $75 to $100. And I said to her, not this week. Because, and you can do it however you want, but when I come home and I make the boys carry the groceries up so I can unpack, I literally usually that night or the next morning take those meals and I literally get my calendar out and I plot it on the calendar. And usually before I leave, okay, I go, all right, do I have a late night in there? A late night meeting? Do I have an event that I gotta go to? Is this something that I need to put something in the crock pot because I'm not gonna be home that night, but the boys need to? I mean, I think about everything going on in my life. And I know that Thursday night's gonna be the late night meeting, so I know something's gonna go in the crock pot. I'm very deliberate about planning. The night before, the calendar comes out, I need to get this out of the freezer. Maybe I can chop this up. Or I kind of get it out and put it in front of the fridge and I say, okay, to my son, you need to get that chopped up or you need to put that in the oven, whatever it is. But if you plot it on your calendar and you stick to that calendar, you think about what's going on in your life, you stick to your grocery list, I promise you, you can eat really well, really healthy, manageable on a budget. Because how many of us have gone to the grocery store, maybe even now in your pantry, you've got all this food you've never even ate before, right? Oh yes, but when you're actually only, you do. I'm not saying I don't, but when you buy the ingredients to make those meals, and that is exactly what you are buying, okay? I mean, I'll be honest, here's my husband. Well, honey, why don't you just buy, 3 of those? I'm like, no, I don't like to buy 3 of those. I don't want too much in my house. I want to be on a budget. I want to keep to exact my meal plan. So when I buy exactly the items I need to make these 10 meals happen, and that's it, I'm on my budget, I've got my meals, I'm eating well, and I am prepared. And I will say, because people ask me, so how much do you spend, Tracy? And I go every 2 weeks. My son packs his lunch every day for school. I pack my lunch, I'll be honest, just for me. You don't have to do this, I'm never saying this. But as I clean up at night, whatever I had for dinner is what I'm having for lunch, pretty much. So I'm getting the plastic container out. The kids know the routine. Mom's going ahead and putting it in that plastic container, and then the special drawer. Please, if you get up in the middle of the night to have a snack, don't touch the plastic container in that drawer. That's mom's lunch for the next day, okay? So with me packing every day, with my son packing every day, we eat breakfast, we have lunch. I usually spend no more than $300 every 2 weeks. And that's my protein shakes, that's everything that I have. And I think that's pretty good for a family of 4. Not bad at all. And I promise we eat pretty well. So it really is about being deliberate, about planning with your meals. And then just please know, and then if you are at that event or you're doing whatever, giving yourself the okay to have something. Deciding, is it an 80-20 day, 70-30, 90-10 day, and being okay. A couple of things that I'll just say. One, of course, I mean, being prepared, packing your lunch, doing those different type of things are really huge. But you know what, maybe that's your treat of the day. Maybe that's the only time you get out of the darn office or whatever your work is, and you like to go do that because that's the only thing you do for yourself. We could talk about self-care as another whole talk and a lot of other things for wellness. So I say just try to be deliberate. Make sure you're getting that protein in there. I'm gonna be honest, when I've had to travel before and on the road, I even packed my own wraps, okay? And I would have my friends laugh at me about this on the road. We would go to Subway, they would order their whatever, I would order whatever, filling maybe my grilled chicken breast, and I had them put on the lettuce and the cucumber and whatever, and just, I drizzle olive oil on everything. Because remember when I said you need to add fat to everything? I'm constantly drizzling olive oil on everything, olive oil. But I would pull out my own wrap and fill up my sandwich. And at least I knew then that I was getting the nutrients that I need. When I go out to a restaurant, restaurants have gotten so good now, I will say this. You know, I always tell everybody, when you're really nice with them, it always seems like that they've got the salmon with the mashed potatoes and then the fried chicken with the green beans over here or something. So, you know, I'm always just switching up. I order just what I want. First of all, saying no to the bread. Guys, if the bread's on the table, not good for me. Okay, just don't even bring the bread as soon as they bring it out. I mean, just say no. I promise you'll feel better. And it's going to be hard. Can I say we're creatures of habit? And the first time we say no to that bread basket, our flesh is going to scream. And like, I want the bread, okay? Right? Thank you. I mean, it is not easy. And I always say, like anything else, the first, the second, the third time, it's like, yeah, I'm cool without the bread. I'm okay. First few times are not fun. I'm just going to let you know. Just hurry up and get the darn salad out there because I need something to eat, right? That's habit, you know? We eat something while we wait for our food. Right? It's creatures of habits, who we are. Get the salad out there, drizzle that olive oil and vinegar on that salad. You heard me say salad dressings are loaded with sugar. They're loaded with a lot of hydrogenated oils, a lot of crap. I constantly ask for olive oil and vinegar, you know, season it up with a little bit of something. But I mean, they're really good. So I'll say, you know, may I have the salmon, and if it comes with mashed potatoes, what's your veggie of the day? Can I double up on my veggies? No mashed potatoes, no white rice. Most people don't have really brown rice. I mean, and double up on your vegetables. I mean, feel really good with it. I've even asked at the end if everybody is sitting around the table and I haven't brought my little dark chocolate with me or whatever. I'll be honest with you, I'll say, do you have any berries in the back? Can you just put a dollop maybe of, you know, whipped topping or something, right? Because then it looks pretty. When it comes out in a pretty glass, all the berries, and it just has a dollop of Cool Whip or something on top of it. I'm not saying that's really great for you, but you feel like you're having a dessert too. And honestly, it may not be on the menu, but there's always something that says, oh, with berries on top, oh, something with strawberries on top. Well, that's all I want. I've never had anybody buffet me before. They've absolutely, so why everybody maybe is having their dessert, I'm having my berries. They taste delicious. It comes out, it's gorgeous. I hate to say it, it's all really mental. It looks like I'm having this awesome dessert. So just being deliberate, never be afraid to ask to change things. People are so open today for change, and you can have it however you would like, I promise you. But just remember that it's about planning, it's about being deliberate, it's about making sure you get your proteins, your fats, your non-starchy carbs, your vegetables into your diet. It is about eating. Food actually is your friend.